Today we celebrate the Bulgarian National Day. It is our liberation. And that's why freedom today and liberties are the most important things for us. We Bulgarians know how to treasure them, because the simple reason for that is that we haven't had freedom always. We are a freedom-loving nation, and this year we celebrate our 20th anniversary from our membership in NATO, the most successful political military organization in the world. And rest assured that we made this choice mainly because of our love for freedom, because we wanted to be part of the free world led by the United States of America. We want to live in peace with all peoples and governments. But being a NATO member, we are determined to safeguard the freedom, to safeguard our liberties, which are based on rule of law and democracy. We are determined to safeguard our civilization.
Before we proceed with official remarks, I would like to take a brief moment to recognize a very special guest of ours, a Bulgarian-Japanese violin performer, which is having her great talents shown for you before we start our official reception. Julia Angelov, please, a short round of applause. Without further ado, let us commence our program with the national anthems of the Republic of Bulgaria and with the United States of America, performed by the talented opera singer Andrew Georgi.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Mr. Georgi. Now it is my greatest honor and privilege to invite here to the floor the Ambassador of Bulgaria, His Excellency, Georgi.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, уважаеми сънародници, I'd like first of all to thank you for being with us here to celebrate the National Day of Bulgaria. It means a lot to us. I would like to recognize Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Sonata Coulter. I would like to recognize Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Gabriel Escobar, who are with here today. I would like to recognize the Member of Congress, Joe Wilson of South Carolina. The other Member of Congress, Mr. Brad Schneider, came left. Friends, let me first tell you something about the small pieces of adornment you got at the entrance from the kids today in red and white. They are called martinitsas. It's a Bulgarian tradition that goes back millennia. Why red and white? Because red and white, they symbolize purity, strength, health, the new beginning, the beginning of spring. Because in Europe, in Bulgaria, the spring starts in March. So we put those adornments on March the 1st for health, for strength, for fertility, if you want. The martinitsa is a very interesting thing because it has been inscribed in the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity of UNESCO. And the nomination was done jointly by Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, and North Macedonia, which comes to say to show that we, in our part of the world, can do a lot of good things when we are together. Ladies and gentlemen, Bulgaria was established in 681, so more than 13 centuries ago. One of the oldest state formations in Europe, and it never changed its name. It always has been Bulgaria. I'm not going to be particular about all the ups and downs of the Bulgarian history. I'll just mention that the so-called Cyrillic alphabet has been devised in the first Bulgarian Empire in the 9th century. So it's not Russian. And even the Russian can recognize it so far. So, but unfortunately, by the end of the 14th century, Bulgaria lost its independence and fell under foreign rule. And we were able to regain our sovereignty just 146 years ago. So this is what we celebrate today. We celebrate the day of our liberation. And I would like to speak in detail about freedom for that reason. Freedom and liberties. You know, freedom is not merely a word. I would like to quote the Spanish author Miguel de Cervantes, who once said that freedom is the most precious thing, the most precious gift that heaven bestowed upon men. Even the treasures under the earth and beneath the sea cannot compare to it. Freedom. And when I say freedom, I don't mean only freedom from foreign rule. No. I mean also the freedom to say what you think, the freedom to believe, the freedom to express yourself, the freedom to choose your friends, the freedom to make your own choices and own decisions. Because under foreign rule there is no freedom, but also there is no freedom under national, domestic, totalitarian and authoritarian governments, right? There is no freedom. So we, the Bulgarians, know how to treasure freedom and liberty, simply because we haven't always had them. And we know something else, that freedom doesn't come from nothing. Freedom or death, that simple alternative was actually the slogan that was used by our freedom fighters, by the great heroes of Bulgaria, who made the ultimate sacrifice to earn freedom and to keep it. And I think, I'm convinced that exactly the love of freedom our desire to be part of the free world, made us apply for NATO membership, which happened 20 years ago. So today we celebrate also the 20th anniversary of Bulgaria's accession to NATO, the most successful political military alliance in human history. So we Bulgarians want to live free, but we also want to live in peace with all peoples and governments. At the same time, we're determined to safeguard the freedom, the common heritage, and the civilization of our peoples, which are founded on the principles of democracy and the rule of law. Together with the United States, with the other allies and friends, we seek to promote stability and well-being while being determined to collectively defend peace and security. Today, Bulgaria and the United States are united in our efforts to support Ukraine in the face of Russia's brutal war of aggression. The war in Ukraine is not only about Ukraine. No. The war in Ukraine is about the Charter of the United Nations. The war in Ukraine is about humanitarian law. The war in Ukraine is about the rules-based international order. The brave people of Ukraine not only deserve our respect, they deserve our help and our support. Because ultimately, the war in Ukraine is about freedom. Once again, the most precious gift that heaven bestowed upon men. Today's relations between Bulgaria and the United States have never been stronger. In our entire history, virtually in all spheres, be it defense and security, be it energy security, be it infrastructure, be it investments, be it high-tech, be it space. Just 1 week ago, an American company, Varda Space Industries, became just the third company in history which was able to recover an intact spacecraft from orbit. While I'm mentioning Varda Space Industries, it was founded and it is being owned by Bulgaria. So, together we can go a long way. But above all, once again, Bulgaria and the United States of America are together in promoting a more secure, prosperous, and equitable future for our two freedom-loving nations. And I'm sure, I'm confident, that the best is yet to come. Thank you very much for your attention. I'd like to use the opportunity to mention our great sponsors, because without them this wouldn't be possible. Starting with General Dynamics Land Systems. We're working very well with this sector of the American business. Bulgarstroid, a Bulgarian construction company. Coulter Pharma is the biggest Bulgarian investor in the United States, having invested more than $1 billion. Coulter is an American investor in Bulgaria. Westinghouse, they build great nuclear reactors. Sierra Nevada Corporation, again, security and defense, super abrasive, same. Sonata is a Bulgarian investor in the United States. No need to mention who Martin is. And of course, the American Chamber of Commerce in Bulgaria. I'd like once again to thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank personally the talented violinist Julia Angelov. Thank you very much. It was a great And now we continue with our official part of the program. After that, you'll be able to enjoy great Bulgarian wine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for the inspirational and thought-provoking remarks. As you rightfully said, the relationship between Bulgaria and the United States has never been stronger. Now it's my honor to invite to the stage our esteemed guest, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, Sonata Coulter. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Ambassador, thank you so much for your warm remarks. I look forward to echoing and underlining just precisely how enthusiastic we are about the relationship that we enjoy. Congressman, dear diplomats, distinguished guests, it really is an honor to join with you today in celebrating Bulgaria's Day of Liberation. The United States absolutely sees Bulgaria playing a critical role in the region and on the global stage. Your efforts are both an example and an inspiration. Bulgaria has shown true leadership among nations, and we are proud to be your friend, your ally, and your partner. Our deepening friendship and engagement are all the more important at this moment in history when the unity and strength of our transatlantic alliance is being tested and our democratic ideals are indeed under attack. Not only through the waves of corrosive disinformation and corrupt practices from autocratic governments, but militarily by a regime bent on undoing the peaceful, prosperous world we have built since World War II. And at this consequential moment of history, Bulgaria has shown her true mettle. When Putin believed Ukraine and her people would easily succumb to Russian military might, you joined the partnership of nations that stood with Ukraine and said no. Bulgaria has shipped fuel, weapons, equipment, and ammunition to Ukraine in her hour of need, and the Bulgarian people have welcomed and cared for thousands of refugees who fled death, torture, and kidnapping, seeking only safety. When Russia unilaterally withdrew from the Black Sea Grain Initiative, Bulgaria helped find new routes to ensure Ukrainian grain could reach world markets and feed the hungry. And while Russia, in its never-ending quest to undermine democracy and sow chaos, spends billions of dollars to manipulate the information space, and we see now outer space itself, Bulgaria proactively affirmed its commitment to advance the peaceful exploration and use of outer space through signing on to the Artemis Accords, and stepped up to counter malign disinformation by signing and implementing the framework to counter foreign state information manipulation. For Bulgaria's courage, steadfast determination in the face of threats, and dedication to democratic ideals, my colleagues and I salute you. But as you mentioned, there is of course another important anniversary coming up later this month, March 29th. Thank you, the 20th anniversary of Bulgaria's accession as a NATO ally. Our alliance leads the world in maintaining the stability that benefits us all, as you've described. We recognize and appreciate your country's determination, your fortitude, and your position as a mainstay of NATO's eastern flank. Bulgaria hosts one of NATO's battle groups, formed in response to Russia's February 22 further invasion of Ukraine. You have boosted military interoperability and invested in vital infrastructure. By modernizing your military with F-16s and Stryker vehicles, and by meeting the Wales pledge of defense spending this year, Bulgaria's contributions to the alliance, which are already substantial, will only increase. We are demonstrably stronger together. I look forward to continuing to strengthen the bonds between our two nations, nations that cherish and celebrate democracy and independence. And congratulations again on this momentous day. I look forward to celebrating next year on the 147th anniversary of liberation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Assistant Secretary, and to the whole Department of State. We're looking forward to achieving much more together in the coming years. Now I would like to emphasize that no special occasion for Bulgaria would be complete without the presence of a cherished friend of Bulgaria, the founder and co-chair of Bulgaria Caucus, Congressman Georgi.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends of Bulgaria, again, it's always a dream come true for me to be here, to see the progress of the Republic of Bulgaria. And it's so meaningful to me, and I want to send greetings from the Bulgaria Caucus. Congressman Brad Schneider was here a few minutes ago, But many people can wonder, can Republicans and Democrats work together? Yes, we can, for the people of Bulgaria. And, so, and that is bipartisan, and we even have proof, written proof. And that is, we have a resolution pending to recognize the 120th anniversary of diplomatic relations, and then the extraordinary, and I was right there with Ambassador Paparova, Elena Paparova at the White House 20 years ago, as something that was inconceivable occurred, and that is Bulgaria becoming a very valued and dynamic member of NATO. So we have a resolution pending, and again, just so grateful over and over again that we can point out how significant it is. And then I always like to, I know it's repetitious for the ambassador, but he's so good about letting me do this, and that is that my affection for the people of Bulgaria began June 10, 1990. The International Republicans who sent me as an election observer to Bulgaria. And before I went, I thought, golly, this is great, we need to study. I did. It was exciting to me to see there were beaches to the east, like Sunny Beach. There were mountains somewhat to the west, like Kaspar. The capital was right in the middle. It was an exact description of South Carolina. And I, except for one thing, when I got there, I harassed or pointed out to my Bulgarian friends, you left out something. When I got there, I was sent to Plovdiv to visit polling locations, the walled city of Hisar. And what was left out, and everybody needs to visit now to see this, and that is the extraordinary antiquities everywhere. The culture of ancient Thrace, to be in Plovdiv, which was Tremontium, Philolopolis. It was just so inspiring to see what a great culture. And but when I got there, it was like stepping back in the 1930s. And I like to point out that I used to pump gas, so I know what a service station is. And so the service station in 1990 was an outhouse with a pump out front. And I would have not known it was a service station except there were a line of cars a mile long because there was no gas. And so then I found out they weren't cars. They were Russian Lotus and East German Trabants. And a two-stroke motorcycle engine with a plastic cover. And so now when I go to Bulgaria, it's exciting to see a Circle K with a Wendy's, maybe a bit bizarre, a Lukoil with a Burger King. But I particularly like to see the number of BMW X5s. These are made in South Carolina. And we want everybody in Bulgaria to have an X5. But how far? Can you imagine comparing a Trabant to an X5? But anyway, it can be done, except but it's an indication of the extraordinary progress of the people of Bulgaria, which I knew was going to occur. And additionally, I, over the years, have had the opportunity to visit in Novo Selo to see South Carolina Army Guard personnel training with the military of Bulgaria and the professionalism that I've seen develop. And what this means is we all work for peace through strength and send a message. Indeed, it's so, I want to commend Bulgaria that the United States is tied with Bulgaria in terms of GDP providing of assistance to the people of Ukraine. What a great thing to be tied on, that we indeed understand how important it is, the success and the progress of the people and bravery of the people of Ukraine. And every day is chilling, and that is that with the attempted assassination of President Zelensky today, we can't take for granted that indeed we have dictators with rule of gun who are invading democracies with rule of law. On a bright side, I was really grateful recently to be with Prime Minister Nikolai Dymkov at the Munich Security Conference with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Again, what a dynamic individual to be there with the Prime Minister. And then I also really had one of the highlights of my service is that I had the opportunity to go with the ambassador to different polling locations on primary day, February 24th in South Carolina. And everywhere I went, it was so much fun to introduce the ambassador and love and affection that he could see real live of appreciation of people of Bulgaria. And it was really fun. The number of locations we ran in, people of the north from Romanian Americans, Ukrainian Americans. It was the number of Turkish Americans. And at every precinct there was a Greek American. but we actually found a Bulgarian American. And so he searched him out. And so I'm really grateful for that. This is actually a picture of my home precinct where all the old managers just couldn't wait with my wife to get a picture with the ambassador. So it's so special. And as we conclude, I just want to indeed indicate that it is bipartisan support with Councilor Snyder, and I just in any way that we can back up the people of Bulgaria, and understanding the Black Sea itself is so critical for the continent of Africa. People need to put all this together, that the success of the people of Ukraine, the success of the people of Bulgaria, and the neighboring countries, again, in any way that I can assist. And I want to invite everyone, when you visit Capitol Hill right there, if you visit the Longworth House office building, all you have to do is walk into 1436 Longworth and say, Joe said come by. And that's a code. It'll take you right away to the window and get a picture with the dome of the Capitol on your shoulder, and you'll be looking straight at a flag of the Republic of Bulgaria with gold fringe. God bless Bulgaria, God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you also to Congressman Wilson for the insightful remarks and captivating stories. Now, let me use the opportunity to thank each and every one of you for sharing this important day with us. And I'd like to invite you to get a glass of Bulgarian wine and to enjoy our reception. Thank you.